Welcome to Noticing with Natalie, a podcast exploring how to create, nurture, and repair connection in a fractured world. I'm Natalie Ross, and I help witchy weirdos share their expansive, bold, weird, intangible, tangible, beautiful gifts with the world. I hope that what I share helps you feel more confident about trusting what you're noticing as you engage with the seen and unseen worlds, and hopes that you may share more of who you truly are in your business, in your creativity, your relationships, and really just how you be and show up in your day-to-day life. Nothing I say or do here is meant to override your own best knowing of what's right or true for you. Please take what works, trust yourself, and welcome to the conversation. Connection is so important to me. It's what moves me, motivates me, inspires me, and what motivated me to make this podcast. Connection informs how I make meaning and navigate the ups and downs of life's unpredictable waves. I'll be talking about connection from many different angles, such as an animistic perspective that sees all creation as alive and interconnected. I'll be talking about connection through the lens of the autonomic nervous system. And if you don't know what that means, that's okay. I'll make it super easy to understand. But I'll be talking about it in a way that illuminates how the unconscious, automatic, physiological processes in our bodies and our nervous systems influence pretty much everything we think, feel, believe, and choose, and whether we're even able to experience a sense of connection in the first place, and how important understanding this is to facilitating connection. I also talk about connection through the nervous system in a trauma-informed way. I am training in somatic experiencing, which is a trauma healing modality that works with the body and the nervous system. And trauma is in itself a rupture in connection, and it can majorly impact one's ability to create and navigate relationships and connection and expression of any kind in the world. I'll also be talking about connection through the lens of sharing your authentic voice in the world, no matter if that happens through art, relationships, your work, or other avenues. There's so much to explore here. I'll be talking about connection in relation to channeling, intuition, psychic development, and communing with the unseen spirit worlds, and those who are seen in the world, but who speak without words, such as the trees, the plants, the animals, insects, elements, etc. I'll also talk about connection as a means of marketing and messaging, and as methods of nurturing greater connection instead of being domination motivated and extractive and exploitative, as so much marketing and messaging is in the world these days. And I'll be talking about connection and how it relates to coping with living in a society that's rooted in a supremacist, domination-oriented worldview, which is at odds with honoring genuine connection. And it's messy, tangled, there's no easy answers. And I'll talk about that. In the first few episodes, I've shared some things about me, my beliefs, experiences, training, and worldview, about how I show up in the world, so that you can get a feel for whether you feel safe enough to engage with me. I really don't think there's any one single way to make yourself a safe person for others. I think revealing oneself to the best of one's ability and integrity, and allowing others to choose for themselves whether they want to engage with you, whether they feel safe with you, that's my preferred approach. In these intro episodes, I talk about my background as a soil scientist, a journalist, an intuitive, an online business owner, marketer, and witch, and as well as how I navigate mental and physical health challenges that have majorly impacted my capacity to engage with life's demands. I share a noticing that sprang from facing heartbreak between me and the land I love, and I share some pretty real perspectives on how I make meaning in this world. I'm always open to your questions. I love engaging. Obviously, this is about connection. So I'm open to your questions. And this podcast is both a space to share what I'm noticing from tracking my own sensations, intuition, and synchronistic experiences that inform how I make meaning, as well as a place to share information, resources, and ideas that may help you cultivate the connection you crave. I intend this space to be a place where I don't have to wear a mask or put on a facade, where I can be me and you can choose whether or not to receive and engage with me. I honor your choices. And as of the creation of this podcast, I am a business owner. So I'd like to be just upfront about the fact that this podcast is in itself a marketing method, but not everything I'm sharing is about selling something. I will promote things for sale and invite you to buy things from me and from people whose work I value in the world. I love promoting other people's cool creations. And if you don't want to buy things from me or anyone, that's okay. If you're on my email list and I'm going through a specific promotional period that's different than just my newsletters, I give you the option to not receive any more of those promotions with just one click, but still receive my newsletter. So I try to make it easy for you to engage and show up without feeling like I'm just here to sell, because this is in service of greater than just selling, but I do offer things for sale. I also want to say that it's okay if you disagree with some or all of what I share. I'm not sharing this to convince anyone of anything. I make this podcast for the pleasure it brings me to speak my voice, to share what I'm inspired to share, to help listeners create more connection in their lives, and to nurture connection with people I can support through the offers I sell in my business. And if you're willing, I have a request for how you might be in reciprocity with me for the value I bring you, if that feels true for you. And if this doesn't, that's fine, but when you feel the impulse to share an episode with a friend, it would mean so much to me if you follow through and do that. Person-to-person connection is one of the greatest means of networking without having to conform to the algorithms that control our scrolls. So yeah, thank you for considering that at least. You can always get in touch with me through my website to share your thoughts, feelings, noticings, ask questions, make requests, see what I'm offering for sale, how to work with me, or just shoot the shit through hitting reply to my email newsletter or contacting me on my website. You can both sign up for my newsletter and find that contact form at natalie.net. And you can go to my website to check out whatever I've got going on, what I'm selling, how you can work with me, what events I might have coming up. I really just love inviting people to experiences. So that's all at natalie.net, natalie.net. Thank you so much and enjoy the journey.